how do you convince clients to use the Jamstack when CMS changes aren't deployed instantly? So, I'm guessing in an environment where a CMS change will happen, it will trigger a build, run a build and then propagate and do deployment. The perception is that that's not instant, whereas using a regular CMS is. So I'd be curious in your experiences in comparing the two, like a legacy stack on a CMS versus the expectations on the Jamstack. Are there any bells ringing there for you?
Well, I would say it's definitely been a challenge traditionally, and I think a lot of these challenges are being met now, and with either bridges in terms of, well, perhaps you don't need an instant view of this. Perhaps it's a system where there's multiple endpoints, and the notion of having an instant view of just your website endpoint doesn't really make sense, because your CMS is a tool that is really more of a data store that's feeding many endpoints. And the idea of a preview of your website doesn't actually make sense anymore.
Huh.
So for instance, if it's it's a newsroom, well, there may be 10 different endpoints. Do you need to preview all 10 different endpoints, or do you just need to write the article?
Yeah.
Right? So in that sense, it's less important. And then there's new technologies that we've even seen presentations on here where we get live previews.
Right.
And it's pretty amazing things. And I think these are technologies that are bridging that gap very rapidly. Yeah. So I don't really think it's a long-term concern.
And I think there's the instant preview and like the author seeing what they're expecting to publish, and then there's also this perception of time to get the content out into the world. Debbie yesterday talked about static versus dynamic and what they actually mean. And I think there's certainly a pervasive kind of feeling that, well, Jamstack sites are like quote unquote static, so that means a longer time to get things out into the world. Mark, is that something that you've encountered? Is like the same question, I guess, really. I mean, is that a position that you've had to clarify for clients in the past?
I think every time, yeah.
Every time.
I think next time I'm going to bring Alex, because that answer was a lot better than what I usually give. But I think what we